where we are talking We to the World. Caribbean Tourism Month continues here on Now, and Tash has them in the spotlight.
In studio with us this morning, we have Deputy Mayor of Port of Spain and Councillor Abena Hartley and Michael Murray. Michael is the Cultural Programme Coordinator at the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, talking about We to the World and a lot of ongoing activities that will be happening as we celebrate Caribbean Tourism Month. Good morning, Deputy Mayor, and good morning, Michael.
Good morning to you.
It's a pleasure to have both of you with us on the show for this conversation.
It's an honor being here.
Yeah, now I know we're going to get into the details of We to the World, but how excited are we, Deputy Mayor?
Very. This is the first time the city is participating to this extent in an activity like this. So being newly minted in office, it's really great to see this come to life.
Wow, that's so exciting. Yeah. We're definitely going to talk about that a bit more. Michael, let's talk about how you're feeling. Are you ready for We to the World?
I'm feeling, because I see it as a historic event. It's really a marathon concert. It starts at 12 midday and finishes at 7 in the evening with a whole variety of artists displaying the diversity of Trinidadian culture.
Sounds like
so I'm really excited.
Sounds like we're going to need to take some vitamins to participate in this event.
Well, you could bring your cooler and come and relax and enjoy the environment around.
Wonderful. Well, I dare say you are definitely excited. It sounds like you're pumped and ready to go for 12 o'clock.
We already set up, actually. Yeah.
This is good, already set up. So,
good.
Deputy Mayor, you just mentioned the fact that this is the first time that the City of Port of Spain is participating. What has that been like for the team so far, getting ready for this?
Other than hectic.
Other than hectic.
No, you know, as a new council, a new and young council, we thought it very important to rebrand Port of Spain. We know all of the negatives that are being showcased, and that is happening, and we are not running away from that at all. But there's also a lot of good that is happening as well. And to have an opportunity to ensure that we prepare our space, because, I mean, the ships dock in Port of Spain. So how could we not play an active role in ensuring that not only one, that the space is clean, but also to have tourists, both those arriving and our local tourists, to enjoy, you know, just a taste of Port of Spain every time they come into the city. So on the western side of the promenade, which is closer to the Brian Lara statue, there's one there, I don't know if you know, where a lot of the tourists come to take photos and, you know, just enjoy that space there. We said, okay, what can we do with that part of the promenade or Independence Square? And it came to us as a council, and we said, let us dub it the Promenade Experience. You know, we played around with the name a little bit. We said, you know, people are going to understand the D as we insert the D and take out the. So we played around with it for a little while, and it actually came to life last Tuesday when we launched Caribbean Tourism Month.
Right.
And we had a beautiful display of local artisans, local foods. It really was a great showcase of what Port of Spain has to offer, and we will grow it out from there.
That's beautiful to hear. Tell me, what was the reception like from, you know, those who are just traversing downtown? Because let's be real about it, whether it's lunchtime, whether sometimes it's 10 o'clock in the morning, you should be in your office, maybe you're not in your office, you're there, you're on the promenade, or as we will also still say, Independence Square. So how was it received by individuals?
The colours alone, I think people were like, what is going on there?
Sure.
So that attracted, you know, we used a lot of reds, greens. I mean, we're in the Christmas season. And so it was a beautiful mishmash of colours that I think also attracted Mr. Murray. He said, what's going on? That's how this started, actually.
That's how this collaboration started. I said, why don't we get together and collaborate for We to the World at NAPA on the 21st, when a big vessel arrives, so that we could have one, I would describe it as a tourism village.
Yeah.
Because I see that vision down the road, one big tourism village during the cruise ship season at NAPA and various parts of Port of Spain. As the mayor rightly said yesterday, they're thinking about walking tourists through the city. And you could just imagine walking right up Frederick Street with all those beautiful stores, the park, and then you arrive at NAPA and this big extravaganza of music for tourists and local tourism as well. It's fantastic.
It definitely is fantastic. Now, tell us a little bit about what the planning has been like for this, because, I mean, you've been on the ground. You already know that we're set up. You're ready to go. How long has this taken? What was the reception like from stakeholders? And do you think this is something that we're going to be seeing happening in the future?
Well, yes, I think we have a fantastic team at the Culture Division and the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts. Everyone is active. And we've done the live at lunch before thing since 2018, where we collaborated with Music TT to enhance the musical district initiative in Port of Spain. And in those years, we also had the City Corporation as a partner. So this is a refreshment of that partnership, which is going fantastic.
This is beautiful, and I would dare say this is the beginning of things to come.
That's why I
for
said
sure.
I see the vision of a tourism village during the tourist season.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
definitely. And we as a city are actively, standing up and taking our role and ensuring that we participate throughout the season.
Yeah.
So I think we have an 80% increase. We have about 65 ships coming in almost every Tuesday, and then smaller ships in between. So in the initial, the city will be providing this space for them to utilize when the bigger ships come in. So we have one today, we have another one next week. So we are back on the promenade
Nice.
Yes, we're back on the promenade next Tuesday. And what I love about our intention is that we are asking and attracting vendors and artisans from Port of Spain. So I don't know if you ever had a bacon shack from somebody in Belmont. We have it.
Now I'm ready. So I mean, I was ready to go before, but when you say bacon shack, particularly from Belmont, that is definitely something that is going to draw attention. So we can go and get a little lunch there as well.
Yes, you can.
Now, one of the things, I mean, I'm hearing this about artisans, and especially giving back to the community of Port of Spain, providing that space for entrepreneurs as well. So we are seeing something that is going to invest in the local economy in Port of Spain.
Absolutely. This project in the city is coming out of the local economic development committee, and we have a mandate to do exactly that. How do we reinvigorate and include our citizens into the local economy? And so, with chatting and working out and with our big whiteboard in the engine room, trying to figure out how do we bring a new product to our citizens, which is tourism, again, because we never really participated or included them in an activity such as this. So to have, as I said, someone who makes roti from Gonzales, that's great.
Yeah.
To have, even for Diwali, our bamboo benders were from Gonzales. We are ensuring that we include our citizens who have the talent right here in Port of Spain, not excluding others. But if we have it at home, why not give them the opportunity to come and participate and showcase their skills? So again, highlighting that we have a lot of good in East Port of Spain.
Oh, definitely. I emphatically agree with you there as well. Now, let's talk about, we've heard a lot about food. And I mean, you're definitely drawing attention. Let's be real about it. A lot of people, they come to Trinidad and Tobago. We love the music, love the culture, but the food is something that definitely sends people back to the other side of the world saying they have to come back for more. But what else can we experience at these artisan markets?
Well, I will let Mr. Murray speak about today.
The artisan markets, we're going to be working with the Ministry of Sport and Community Development, setting up the craft market. We were also promised some doubles at NAPA, as well as some chow.
We have a really good chow man from Henry Street.
Really?
You ever had salt prune sauce in your chow?
Yeah, I have actually.
I never did until like 2 weeks ago. Like I went searching for this man on Henry Street, and he has been a hit. So yeah, we are giving them a chow man.
And then the craft, the slippers, the belts, whatever. That's also there. And this is economically generated revenue for craftspeople, performers, providers, service providers. So not only is it a show that one could come and enjoy, but it also has economic power.
Well, let's talk about the show in particular, because I mean, from 12 to 7, as you said, this is a marathon, but there's also going to be live entertainment.
Correct.
Can you share with us who's going to be performing?
I have a number of artists. The list is so long. You don't mind me looking at them?
No, by all means. We need to make sure everybody's name is mentioned.
Yes. Well, We To The World starts off with a NAPA on the steps, and it's free to the public. That's very important. And we have the National Steel Symphony. First time they're going to be wearing at a live lunchtime concert. We have the young vocalist called Jerome Devines. We have Desire O'Connor, the reigning Calypso monarch. We have traditional characters. We have dance. We have Corinne Ashe. We have Alexander Stewart doing spoken word.
Oh, lovely.
We have Marcia Miranda, Nisha B, College Jesse. And this word gives me a little trouble. It's La Familia de la Paranda.
Correct, that's right.
That's a Parang group. So we have a variety of stuff for you. And as I said, we start at 12 and we finish at 6.
Wonderful.
And don't forget the traditional characters.
Oh, no, definitely not. We
Yes,
can't forget
because
that.
That's a must.
That's the diversity of Trinidad.
And that's the
Tobago
beauty of
right there.
Trinidad and Tobago as well. So, Deputy Mayor, I want to come back to you for a quick moment, specifically to talk about this investment in the city of Port of Spain. You mentioned something so critical, which is there was a time where those who are from the city definitely didn't, I dare say, for want of a better expression, reap the benefits. And this is something that is key moving forward with the team for the upcoming years.
Yes.
What do you have perhaps in mind? If you could share with us what else we can look forward to for the... That's safe. I mean, we have busy seasons. We have Christmas coming up. We have Carnival
Coming up, exactly. So we've been in talks with, I don't know if I could probably name the entities,
course,
but
no
a
problem.
few training entities who are actually going to put together a package in tourism training so that we would like to engage our own guides from our electoral districts. So each councillor will suggest a few residents who have expressed interest in pursuing something like this. And so that training in something and getting to know Port of Spain, I mean, how great is that? We have such a rich culture and history in the city. So that is one way that we are trying to empower our residents. Also, what we realized after debriefing on Wednesday of last, after the launch, you know, when tourists come off, they want to have a caribou or stag.
Yeah,
And of course,
definitely.
we can't serve alcohol on the promenade.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, how do we engage the bars and restaurants around the promenade to have them come on board and buy into presenting again our space to the users of it? So we are in some conversations as of this week. So we are building out the product and trying to be as inclusive as much as we can. I don't know if you know that people come here to shop downtown. That's another thing. So we are developing a shopping directory. So all of these booklets and information will be provided to the tourists who don't necessarily want to go on a planned cruise,
Right.
but just want to come off and walk through the town.
That's it. I
Yeah.
agree with you 100%. And I'm loving the fact that inclusivity is one of the main things that you are looking towards, not just
Absolutely.
now, but for the future.
Yes.
Because it's definitely going to come out. That energy is going to spread through when tourists walk through. You're right. Because when you go to an island, sometimes you don't necessarily want to be like, all right, at 9 o'clock, I have to stop here. At 9:30, I need to stop here. You just want to go and experience it on the ground.
Correct.
And to know that as a collective, the team is coming together to say, listen, we are going to actually provide this experience, but not provide the experience.
Yes.
That is something that is critical as well.
Exactly. You know, we want their spontaneity to be received, but in a very structured way.
Yeah.
So they must experience it in a pleasant, fun, safe environment by us putting what we need to do in place behind the scenes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Loving
Not
this.
haphazard at all.
No, not in any way whatsoever, but you'll feel as though you're walking into a very natural experience, which is something that's so important, and we should probably not say that on television, because people... All right. So, Michael, let's go back to you for a quick moment. We know specifically that the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts is doing quite a lot for Caribbean Tourism Month. What else can we share that's coming up for this month that viewers, local tourism, and of course regional and international tourism would like to participate in?
This concert, I believe, is the last of the concerts, but I know they have a lot of workshops through the Mentoring by the Masters series, and we're trying to build a national registry for artists and cultural workers. So there are a lot of discussions and a lot of workshops on the itinerary after this. No more big concerts like this one.
This is the one big
but more
concert.
educational and developmental topics we're going to be dealing with as we progress, not only for Caribbean Tourism Month, but yearly and annually. That's part of our mandate, to develop the cultural industries.
Wonderful, and it's something that's so key because it is us, it's our culture, and it's definitely a fantastic way for the economy to grow as well, which I do want to talk about as well with you, Deputy Mayor. It's something that you would have mentioned, Michael, as well, the fact that, you know, this is more than just our culture, this is more than a time to go and enjoy, this is a way of reinvesting into ourselves. So let's talk about what the hopes are for the impacts of Caribbean Tourism Month, particularly for the local community of Port of Spain. We've spoken about inclusivity, but where do you see the local community, let's say 6 months to a year from now, having invested in this program?
We expect to see lines of people coming to the corporation to say we would like to be a tour guide for our community. We are trying to reduce, I know that we can't remove the stigma, but as much as we can reduce it, given all that is happening in the wider landscape, we have to find that opportunity where we have, if not even a small gap or a slither of a gap, to fit ourselves in, so that our residents feel like they are a part of and they want to. Because a lot of times, we have to, really convince and sometimes pull people kicking and screaming until they say, okay, we get it. But we would like to have our residents actively be a part of. Actually, as I was falling asleep last night, because that's when I get to think, we have our City Month in June.
Right.
We are celebrating 110 years in the year 2024. And I thought to myself, we should have a Port of Spain Restaurant Week during that month. So we need to expand ourselves and not only get ready for only tourist season, but become very accustomed to providing a space and a landscape for, as Mr. Murray said, for cultural expression throughout the year. So we have Christmas in the square, and we are celebrating all of our festivals. Well, Carnival is huge in the city. So it's just excitement and a willingness to participate, and understanding that whilst we may not have the sun, sea and sand experience, or the typical tourist experience, our vibe alone is what we are known for. So let us have Port of Spain not only become a stop for a few hours, but perhaps an overnight so during the tourist season, and then just, across the year, annually.
I love that, not just a stop, but an overnight as well. And coming back to you for a quick moment, Michael, as we get ready to wrap the conversation, particularly, I feel like after this event, Trinidad is going to become an overnight. Port of Spain is an overnight.
We're hoping.
You said the event starts at 12.
12.
Correct? And it ends at 7.
Between 6 and 7. I know we have 6 on the flyers, on the marketing. But I know that seeing this setup last night and this morning, I know that once that entertainment pumps up, college boy Jesse, he has that song called Pump It. Yeah,
yes.
He's also there. Did I call his name?
Yes,
yeah,
of
but
course.
he's one of the top liners. So we're going to pump it up, and I'm quite sure that everyone will come out and enjoy themselves.
Oh, definitely. And
Don't forget, it's free to the public.
It's free.
You know, when you hear NAPA, you think big money, you think
correct,
big fun.
right.
Free to the
and
public.
And also, when you think NAPA, you don't necessarily think of bringing your own chairs and your cooler.
Yes,
so that definitely is a crowd draw. But you also, I saw there's an after-work sunset lime.
But that's when you could bring your coolers. I believe that we didn't want to tell people to bring your cooler and lime during 12 to 3, because that's working hours. So that's really for the after-work lime. Please bring your coolers and come in your chair. But we have chairs as well. But the last 2 times we did fusion jazz on the steps, we had hundreds of people, and it was really amazing.
It sounds like it's going to be amazing. I mean, once you say after work lime, most of us are ready to go. I'm already sorting out my afternoon to say, all right, so how are we going to get this done? At least for a quick moment as well. Tell us, where can we get more information about today?
Well, the information is on all our social media pages, as well as the
Port of Spain City Corporation, all of our social media handles.
As well as Music TT, one of our partners for years. And it's out there. It's on the radio as well. Yeah. We're here on television now. Did you see us? Yes.
Yeah, definitely. This sounds so fantastic. Really looking forward to enjoying this experience. I don't know about you, Trinidad, but I'm going to try and find my way down there as well this afternoon. After work, particularly. Let's be responsible, guys.
Please.
As you said, Deputy Mayor, it's the Christmas season, and one thing we know about Trinians, we like to lime.
Yeah,
love.
We love it.
And you have the Parang vibe within the whole concert.
And that's something that's so beautiful, the incorporation of everything right now. We're talking about Christmas, we're talking about Carnival, the incorporation specifically of the traditional characters as well. Something that is so important. I know definitely the tourists are going to enjoy that, because you see sometimes tourists come to Trinidad, they don't actually come during the Carnival season, and they always say, we want to come back and experience it. So this is a taste of that.
We to the world.
Yes, We To The World. It's going to be happening today at NAPA, so make sure that you come with your chairs, with your cooler, and of course, designate and drive if you're going to. Let's be responsible and enjoy our beautiful culture and be a cultural Caribbean ambassador as well, because we're going to see tourists there, and it's great to share that love. The love we experience during Carnival, we can experience it all year round.
All year round.
Deputy Mayor, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Michael Murray, thank you for joining us as well.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to seeing both of you later this evening. Make sure you go on down to NAPA, Trinidad and Tobago. There's a lot more coming up on the Now Morning Show. Stay tuned.
It's one love, so feel free, for we are the people of the Caribbean.